What's going on, guys? My name is Noah, and for the purpose of this video, I really want to impress upon you the fact that I am a mental health survivor. And so when I say that, I mean I have experienced tremendous, dangerous, dark depression, anxiety, depersonalization, derealization disorder. And I did so for a really long time. Treatment-resistant depression, isolation, suicidality, hospitalizations, medications, forms of shock therapy, all the things. And if you've ever experienced even a form of these things, right, you know that it's very difficult. And to that effect, it makes it hard to feel like you know who you are or who you want to be or how you come across. AKA insecurity can run rampant when you're in that state of mind. Confidence can be non-existent. By the way, it is April, and check out my shirt. I love this shirt. Anyway, so something that's near and dear to my heart is sort of reaching out to people who maybe struggle with confidence, maybe struggle with identity, struggle with feeling okay in their own skin, and don't know how to do that as it may pertain to kind of the realities of dealing with depression and anxiety. So I want to talk to you guys about something that really helped me to become a more confident human being in spite of being a depression survivor, in spite of being someone who has felt deeply suicidal for months and months and months on end. By the way, I'm wearing sweatpants. Like a boss! I'm that guy. Mismatching socks, sandals, no F's given. Something I used to deal with, and perhaps you do as well or have, is this feeling of what I like to call, and others have coined, terminal uniqueness. And it's this idea that you specifically are going through something that nobody else has. Nobody else has. And when I really embraced that idea that no one on this beautiful, scary planet had ever experienced what I was experiencing, it made me feel broken. It made me feel untethered, and it made me feel deeply insecure. And it also what's the word? It endeared me even more to isolation and the suffering that I was experiencing. Perhaps you have experienced this as well, but it is really tough to see out of your depression and your anxiety when you're in it. It's hard to remember ever feeling good. It's hard to imagine ever feeling different. And so in this terminal uniqueness, I just became certain that there was something bad or wrong about me, that I was broken. No one else had ever gone through this. No one else could ever understand this. What's wrong with me? Insecurity, isolation, perpetuating a very painful time in my life. And one of the things that set me free was YouTube. In the fact that it linked me to hundreds and thousands of people who were brave enough to share their story with me, to let me know that I was not terminally unique, that there were tons of people just like me who felt just like I did, who also were insecure and worried that it was only them going through these things. And so how that might speak to you, I hope, is something you can borrow from me, is the fact that I have been lucky enough and strangely blessed to have access to people from all around the world, from all walks of life. Doctors reach out to me, lawyers reach out to me, grocery store attendants reach out to me, teachers reach out to me, athletes reach out to me, unemployed trust fund babies reach out to me, and it is shocking. It is shocking how similar so many of our stories can be in terms of how we play things out in our head, how we view and express ourselves, and how we feel about ourselves amidst mental health disorders. So how I learned to be confident is realizing that there's nothing wrong with me, that mood disorders know no boundaries, they do not discriminate, and that sharing my story is incredibly powerful, which speaks to another thing. I can be useful. And I think that's another issue I had, is that I didn't believe there was any usefulness in a broken person like me. Turns out I was completely wrong. Just being vulnerable, which we can all do in varying degrees with different people, right? Just by being vulnerable about what I was actually feeling, it lent me to you, and it lent you to me in a way that told me, hey, This is not all in vain. There's nothing specifically or particularly bad or wrong about me. I'm just a human being having a human experience, and a painful one at that. But I'm not alone. This is not unique. I've never gone through this, but you have, and he has, and she has, and they have. And in that we stand all together. And I think that was one of the early factors for getting me to feel okay, for getting me to feel confident. Like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm depressed, sure, at the time, but lots of people are. And I truly believe that because people shared their stories and I read them. So I guess the takeaway is own your story. Own your story, and believe you me, someone else, somewhere else, has your story close enough that it would bring you to tears. I've read my story and others hundreds of times. Uncanny stories from all walks of life from all over the world. And what that tells me is that we're all just people, we're doing the best we can, and we need to own the skin we are in, no matter how scared we are, because it'll up our chances of getting better, and it'll help you navigate this world, specifically when you're feeling down, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling depersonalized. You too may one day go from sitting in a psych ward like me, weakened, numb, lost, suicidal, just apathetic, depressed, hopeless, morose. How many words can I use to describe the old me? And feeling completely useless. You too could end up walking outside with a camera, a Yoda shirt, some sweatpants, and some Nike slides with mismatching socks, and address the entire world on the topic of mood disorder, because I own that story. It's my story, it might be your story, and it's okay. It's okay. Don't compare your sadness with how other people project their happiness. There are a lot of people you would never believe are struggling so much. And it's a spectrum, some more than others. But I think you get what I'm trying to say. So thank you for your time. I love you guys. I appreciate all the feedback you guys gave me on my last video. I'm just gonna post whatever comes to mind, whenever it comes to mind. I'm not gonna worry about nothing, to the best of my ability. I'm just gonna try to have fun with this. And I appreciate you. Be safe, be brave, and be nice to yourself, okay? You're perfect. You really are, and things can get better.